Hello from my official podcast recording studio, which is also my walk-in closet, if you must know. But that's real life. Nothing fancy going on here, just like the bold truth. Just dropping the truth bombs in here today for you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is share this with all your friends, subscribe, comment, do all the things to get more attention on this topic, because this is an important topic and this is something that people are going to need to hear. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is the fact that I hear a lot of people saying, whether it be in business or in their health, like, this isn't working. And they're a month in, right? And maybe they've grown their business to $500 income, or maybe they lost 10 pounds that month, right? And they're just like, this isn't working. And it's like, okay, well, what's not working exactly? Because what you probably did was you set yourself up for expectations that you didn't meet. And so you can't enjoy what did go right because you're so focused on what didn't happen, right? But what I want you to understand is that success is never earned. It is never yours. It is never permanent if you stop working for it. Success is rented, and you need to pay the rent every single day. So let's say you're trying to lose weight. You can't stop. You can't just be like, well, this happened and I'm going to go back to my old habits. You have to keep doing what got you to where you were to continue getting to where you want to be, or you're never going to see the results that you want. And so if you, let's say, had a goal of losing 15 pounds that month, which is a bit high, but is it possible? Maybe. And you lost, let's say, 8, to discount the huge success of those 8 pounds because you didn't get to the full 15, it's silly, right? Now, again, let's go into business. Let's say you just opened up a business. Maybe you're a health coach. Maybe you're selling shoes. Maybe you're, a dog groomer. I keep going there. And maybe your business didn't do the volume or whatever it is that you wanted that month. Does that mean that what you did do doesn't count? Does it make it less of a win because you didn't get to your full goal? Can you teach yourself that you need to do the work every day? And just because you didn't have the exact results that you wanted doesn't mean that they don't matter, right? So we're also going to talk about delayed gratification, and learning to do the work every single day, and understanding that what you do now might not show up today, but it might show up in a while. And I've definitely touched on these topics, but they are worthy enough of being repeated. So the thing is that growing a business, growing a relationship, losing your weight, getting healthy, building muscle, all those things are a slow process sometimes. No one gets rich overnight unless it's not real, right? No one loses 100 pounds in a month. No one meets somebody, gets engaged, and has a baby in a span of a week. Nothing incredible and good happens very quickly. But I will tell you this. Quitting is not going to speed the process up. So if you're like, well, I didn't make as much money as I wanted this month, or I didn't, sell as much makeup this month, or I didn't meet as many people as I wanted this month. Well, if you stop now, I can guarantee you're never going to get to your goal. But if you keep going, it might take a few months or a few days or a few weeks or maybe even years to get to where you want to be. But if you keep doing the work, I can guarantee you'll get there. I don't know how quickly, but I can guarantee you will find success if you keep doing the work, if you keep paying the rent, if you keep your nose to the grindstone. But if you quit, you're never going to get there. You will never see those goals. If you stop eating healthy, you're never going to get to that goal weight. If you stop trying, you're never going to experience the success that you wanted to experience. So, people naturally want to avoid pain, the pain of failure, the pain of disappointment, the pain of rejection, the pain of a no, right? That is our natural instinct. Our natural instinct is to go after pleasure, what feels good now, right? But if you can learn to delay pleasure for a bigger purpose, then you will experience huge success in the long run. If you can understand that you might not have that success today, but you will have the success in a week, that you might not have the success tomorrow, but you might have the success in a year, that your bank account might not show up with the numbers that you wanted right now, but that it will happen, if you can teach yourself to have that delayed gratification, then the success will show up, right? It's exactly what I said before, but in more technical terms. So I want you to understand also is that it's not just you. It's our culture encourages us to search for Band-Aid solutions, right? So the temporary comforts, just to do what it takes to feel good right now. So that's why people go to casinos. That's why people eat when their craving tells them to. That's why people will fall for get rich quick schemes, because they think like, oh, if you sell a bunch of whatever, you can get super, super rich, but like they're not willing to put in the work. And people are looking for that fast success. People are looking for like the oh, I want it to feel good right now. I want to have the success right now. I want to experience that win right now. But if you understand that those are just temporary comforts, if you're searching for temporary comforts, they're going to be temporary. But if you can work hard for the long-term feel good, that's when it will last. Now, yes, you have to constantly do the work, but it will be more sustainable. So there is value in patience. And in the different podcast episode, I did talk about, not just sitting around and waiting, but actually doing the work and having the grit to make it happen. But there is also value in patience. And so you don't want to be making your choices of your life to avoid pain. You want to be making the choices of your life for the ultimate gain, right? So like, what's going to happen in the long run? What can I experience later? What am I going to do now to have something incredible soon, right? So you want to develop your tolerance for waiting. And you want to develop the pain of working out so you can create muscle, or you want to be able to experience the pain of going to school and working hard and paying student loans off and stuff like that to get the ultimate degree that you were looking for. You want to pay the pain of waiting to get to your ultimate weight loss goals. You want to be able to experience the pain of saving, maybe saying no to yourself and saving money to buy a house, right? So those are things that you want to learn to do so that you can have that ultimate goal at the end. Now, keep in mind, like simple people who can't comprehend this concept, or, children whose brains aren't fully developed, are going to want to satisfy the pleasure point right now. They're hungry, they're going to eat now. They're tired, they're going to eat now. They're angry, they're going to cry now, right? And so they just simply survive. They're just simply surviving their lives. We want to be able and encourage our brains to mature enough to get to a place that they have greater purpose or greater good in mind, right? So they have to learn discipline. You have to learn to tolerate rejection. You have to learn to tolerate the unpleasantness to achieve the greater goal in the long run. So right now you're frustrated, right now you're angry, right now you're disappointed, right now you're like, I don't believe this is going to work. And that's the number one problem. But if you can learn to believe in yourself, if you can learn to understand that you do have value, if you can learn to say, I can do this, it's just going to take time, then you will learn to believe in yourself enough to do the work, to have the discipline, to ride out the pain of the wait so that you can have the experience of the greater joy at the end, right? So I want to encourage you to stop living an instant coffee life. It's not going to happen in a second. It's not going to be the press of a button. It's not going to be fast and furious. You're going to have to start to learn to be result driven and to wait for the coffee to brew, to have the perfect cup of Joe. I don't drink coffee, so, not a good example for me, but you want to be able to do the work so that in the long run, you can have the results of the goals that you want. But if you give up now, you will never get there. And if you give up now, it means you probably didn't believe in your mission or your passion in the first place. So how can you change that? Well, figure out what your why is. Are you willing to do whatever it takes, even in the face of fear, pain, rejection, people saying no, maybe not having the weight loss of the week that you wanted? Like, can you get through that? Because that is the mindset that you want to be in. If you're in that mindset, if you can tolerate the wait, you will absolutely 1000% get to where you want to go. Like I said, I don't know how quickly it's going to take, but if you do the work, it will never fail you. So the enjoyment of knowing you earned it is going to be so much more pleasurable than the instant gratification of experiencing a win right now. If you can train your brain to wait and be like, okay, this will happen in 6 months. This will happen in 3 weeks. This will happen in 2 years. And you know what you're waiting for. You know what you're working towards. You know what's going to happen on the other side, and you believe in it wholeheartedly, then you will always do the work without fail. You will always pay the rent. You will know that your success is never going to just come easily, but that when you work for it, when you make it happen, when you keep your head down and just do what it takes, 3 years from now, your life is going to look completely different. You'll be making money that you never imagined. You'll look a way that you never imagined. You'll feel a way that you only hoped for because you did the work now. But if you quit now, you'll never see it. So, what are you going to be? Are you going to be the instant coffee, or are you going to be the slow brew? Okay, let me know. Leave me a coffee emoji down below, or, tell me what your thoughts are in terms of long-term gains by doing all the work now. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, of course, leave me a 5-star review, take a screenshot, post it in your Instagram stories, share this with all your friends, do all the things, because if more people can learn long-term satisfaction, we will have just so many more wins in the world. So, talk to you later.